Ilahi did not create you just to be doing things, shaqay, dameer camal u shaqay. Even dameerka muxuu u baahan yahay nasasho. Hi, assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to be talking about burnout, like Daalka Farada Badan. Every day waa daalan tahay maalin walbo. Marka wada shaqo badan sameysay mise sameeyeen waa daalan tahay. You don't have the energy to do anything else. Like you don't have energy, like wax badan, like you're not doing anything oo ku farxinayo, like things that make you happy. You are just withdrawn, and you just feel empty inside. So these are some symptoms of burnout actually. Burnout, mise Daalka Farada Badan, happens when you try to do more than you can handle and can't keep up with it over time, and then what happens is you start dealing with chronic fatigue. And there's a burnout cycle, which is you want to prove to yourself, sometimes to other people as well, and that it is also one of the reasons why is it that at the end of the day we're human beings and we have limitations. So why are we doing too much? Why do we want to? Who are we proving this to? Like sometimes we want to prove to ourselves that hey, we can do so much, and sometimes we want to prove to other people that so that they don't call you lazy. Well, one qana Somaliland, we have this saying, oh gabadha maxalla adisay bay soo kacay and afart maxalla 4 am bay soo kacday canjeer bay karinaysay, just to mean like she's such a hard worker. She's like familkeeda san u sameysay dirac waaye. Like at the end of the day we're human beings, and women maxalla we also have hormonal cycle stuff going on. By the way, if you don't know about how hormones and all that kind of affects us, I made a video about cycle syncing. Check it out in my channel. Another thing is our society encourages that, like working so hard that you're not putting yourself first, or like prioritizing your needs. So how do you feel better from feeling this Daalka Farada Badan? Like you're tired consistently. The first thing you could do is start saying no. Hadii shaqo badan, for example, guriga xataa hadii hooyo tahay, let's say your hooyo, or whatever, like you're supposed to be cooking, cleaning 24/7, start saying no. Let the husband do some work. Ilmaha hadee caruur oo old enough yihiin wax samaysan karaan, tell them to do something. Like dishka hadee dishwasher guriga ku yaalo, galiya meesha, let them do it. Ayaga harqaan, like let shaqada divide garay, like guriga yaasho, like give it to different people. Don't do everything. Don't take on everything just so you prove it to yourself that you could do everything, and also to prove it to everybody else in society or Somali community that wax samayn karna wax kasta as a dirac baa hay. Who cares? Adiga hadii naftada dilaysid dirac ahaan even if dirac tahay, what is that doing for you? You're not getting any benefit from being dirac. You really need to prioritize yourself. Hadii wax badan shaqo badan ku yeesho, just say no, I can't do this, and focus on what is important. And then hadii shaqada kalena dad kale u dhiibi kartid, dad kale u dhiib. So another thing is know your limits. Limits, I don't know how to say limits in Somali, but as in maxallahay, everybody every human being was created with limitations, because Ilahi is the only one who has no limitations. Ilahi is the one who is perfect, who can do it all. We cannot do it all. We're human beings. We have imperfections. It's just how we were created. So know what can you handle and what can you not handle, and know your triggers. What are the things that makes you feel like I can't do this? You need to really put time for yourself to know these things. Otherwise, it's ignore graysit. Fatigue ba kugu dhacaysa markas waa daalan tahay. Waxa kale sameyn kartaa maxaa waaye? Take breaks daily. Breaks doesn't mean maxallahay, just I don't know how like I feel like in our culture it's not encouraged to take a breaks. I don't know why. Like you're supposed to be doing things 24/7. We're at the end of the day, again, I'm gonna repeat this over and over again, because I feel like especially women, we do too much. We're expected to do too much. We're expected to care for everybody in the family. We're expected to care for society. We're supposed to do the people who get praises a lot of people people who self-sacrifice. But unfortunately, self-sacrifice they don't end up happy. After some years, they're one of the most miserable people. Like they're not very happy because we're daalki baa ka batay say qofka wax sameeyaan naftooda, they're not putting anybody first. But that's another thing you have to realize. Like you don't. I mean, I have rarely seen men doing that much. It is very rare to see men going extreme like that. But I know it happens to men as well. But from a woman's perspective, I'm just saying take breaks daily. It could be something as you're going for a walk. Like just go around the block. Hadii awadan oo safe joogin gurigaada ku dhex soco. I'm sorry, like honestly, I don't know why that was funny. But yeah, find something. Actually, taking a break, like just to take a break to read Quran, that itself is a break. Like you're not thinking about shaqo, you're not thinking about the stress. It might take you a couple minutes or whatever. Or you don't even have to hifd the entire ayah. You can just hifd half the ayah, or even a quarter of the ayah. Like just laba saddex xarfood camal xifdi hadii rabtid, So hadii awoodin intaa samaysid, the whole entire ayah is too long for you. Also, actually, just taking time to hifd an ayah, that's pretty much like meditation. Meditation, there's so many proof that meditation has scientifically dadka maskaxdooda jiraan, like there's so many tests la sameeyay dadka maskaxdooda waxbaa lagu dhajiyay la baaray ay ku meditate garanayaan, and they found out it has like so many benefits. Like one of the most happiest people in the world meditation sameeyaan. And also in Islam waqtiin nabiga naftarkiisa markay quraanka soo deganaysay, meditation, he was in a meditative state. Muxuu aadi jiray buurarku koraya just to go meditate. Meditation, the whole meditation pretty much means, again, I don't know the exact word of Somali whatever, but it just means not thinking about anything else. It's like keeping maskaxda ibra ka dhigaysa. Like you try not to think about anything. You try not to think at all. Some Hindida, they're very good at doing meditation. They have waxyaala bay dhahan. I think you can say subhanallah, subhanallah while you're meditating and focus on your breathing, or you could read Quran. That's also is a meditation form, because you're not thinking. You're just focused on that ayah at the moment. Prayer itself, hadii salaada si sax u samaysid, like you're focused on هذا معنى هذا and all that, and you're not thinking, that is, you're in a meditative state as well. So that is another tip I would tell you. Like, I know it can seem a lot, but honestly, just taking that break, whether it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, over time, it would have a lot of benefit. It would stop you from being burnout, and getting fatigued all the time. So it will help you recover from it. هدي أنت سميتني واحد دين إيه واحد صعد محلها talk to somebody, صاحب, whatever. Just take a break. If you're somebody who plays games, game عيار. You could literally do so many different things, but the important part is take a break. If you have pets, هدي نيانيوركو joogto guriga mise whatever, نيانيور تاذا العيار. أما هدي عروق كل جوان عروق تاذا العيار واحد سمي like toys يال وحيلا سكول دجية together with them. Do something. If you have a spouse around, spouse كذا, do something that you connect with him or her. So it is the important part is take a break. Do not be spending 24/7 thinking about the future of the past. Stay in the present. Focus on breathing كذا واحد سمي. هدي just something small. Tip 4 is محلها seek advice from that you're close to people you're close to. Let's say شقة عصوة بلادة, it's a project عصوة بلاوسة, and you have no idea, and it is a big project, and you could talk to somebody and just say, hey, I'm starting to work on this, شقة دانيتو, like, this and this, I'm trying to do this and this stuff, these are my plan. Feedback يكسينا, and they could tell you, oh, واحد ما حسيت, or they may even tell you a better way to deal with it. So don't like just disregard people. It's not advisable to do everything. It's okay to do something by yourself, but I'm just saying, like, it might save you time and energy by talking to somebody and telling them, this is my plans, and they could tell you, they may have done something similar anyway. Who knows? Or they know somebody who did something similar, and they could give you tips to save yourself time and money and energy, and stress. So I would say talk to people. Anyway, tip number 5, practice self-care regularly. I would say, like, honestly, this channel is for women, so honestly, any advice I'm giving, I'm directing it towards women. I'm not really talking to men, but obviously men can use it too. But yes, this is for women. When as a woman, as a girl, as whatever, you need to have self-care habits. You need to have beauty habits. You need to have things that you do regularly, every week. If you can't do every day, at least every week, something you gotta be doing that makes you feel full. Because we are always giving. Every human being is always doing things, So yeah, what are the حاجة عشاء? At the end of the day, every human being, we have we have both things. What do you love? Like, what are things that make you happy? That is what I mean. Like, you need to find things that make you happy. Write down a list of them, and then try to do at least one thing a week. If you can't do it every day, do it at least once a week. And self-care can mean so many things. It can mean eating healthy, organic food, and then you think of it and say, wow, I made this for myself, so I could give nutrition to my body. And also, you could do hair care. By the way, I made a video about taking care of your hair. Watch it out if you wanted some tips. Aniga, personally, I do have beauty habits, and I try to keep up with it. I take care of my hair. I try to exercise my body. I try to do self yoga, regularly. I go for walks. I do different things. I do different exercises, strength training, all that stuff, to make myself feel good. Your body is where you're going to live in. Like, Ilahi did not create you just to be doing things, شقي دمار عمر وشقي. Even دمار كم حبها هني نسشة. حويان after kids, they have limitations. We have limitations. We can't just keep doing things. Ilahi من هنا أنك. I don't know if ملائكة نفترض هذا نسشة قاتن, but all I know is Ilahi is the only one who's perfect. You know what I mean? Who's the only one who never needs a rest. Ayatul Kursi has mentioned that, right? Like, he doesn't sleep nor slumber. Like, أنا كمركز دلنا إن إحنا نسكت حرمنا سامس وسحنا نسومن. أصلا إلهي, he never does that. So, like, because he's a perfect God, he's the God, he's the creator. أنا كمني هنسا. So it is what it is. We are created as people, as creatures with limitations. That's what we are, and we have to accept that. This whole thing of everybody chasing perfection, expecting our kids to be perfect, expecting perfection from ourselves is not possible. And you're putting stress on yourself, and you're putting your stress on your kids as well. So all I'm gonna say is Daalka Farada Badan, there is things you could do. Take care of yourself. And there's a hadith in Islam كدينته لهسه محلها نفتنا needs our own self has rights over us. Like, as in محلها, we gotta take care of it. So self-care is not something we can just disregard. And in Islam, like, good deeds can come from different things. Taking care of the body or إلهي كسية is also, you're getting good deeds. So don't just see that it's meaningless. قلت مركي exercise هذا how أركن واحد ومعنا الآن أنت هاي قف كاسيته إلهي يدهو الحمد لله, thank you إلهي فكر كانت أساسي. If you want to feel good, you also have to take care of your body. There's no other way. So self-care, what does self-care mean to you? If you don't have a self-care habits and hobbies that you do regularly, look into it. هدي قوانين وحارات أنت سميت بار إنترنت وحاستا إنترنت ككبار self-care hobbies, and then figure which ones can you use for yourself. Try that out, and then find out which one you love, and then do those things. You know what I mean? So it's not very complicated. هذه ما حاجة عشاء. Also, what would make you feel good about your body? كركادة كتكير قري هدي أرمي exercise أنت سميت it's too much for you. You don't feel happy about doing it. هدي أجيم من أنت أديت قري هذا وحكي سميت سكرتها هدي من أنت قري وحكي سميت سعد هدي you feeling tired. If you live in a big city, actually there's محلها women groups you could join or سعد هذا like women walking groups. Even Magaldi, it's not even a big city, but we have women walking groups. Like, you can just go for walks with women. They have set times, and you can just go join them and سعد لأ. You go to see different trails, beautiful trees. I cannot insist enough, like, taking care of your body is very, very important. I think it kind of translates in the long run that you don't love yourself. I'll be honest with you. You want to feel like you love yourself, and you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta prioritize yourself. So yeah, the last thing is reframe your self-worth. So that's a thing of how do you see yourself? Because if you feel like, I'm only good when I do so much work, then you gotta change that. Like, you were not created here to be just and doing things for everybody else. That's not what you were here for. So you have to change that. You have to listen to yourself and your body. And you need to realize that, you're still a valuable person. You're worthy as a human being. Even like today, let's say you decided not to do one single thing, or a week, whatever, because you're tired and exhausted. That's okay. You're still a great person. You're still a valuable person. Ilahi wants you here. That's a big thing. If the creator of a universe, what I'm trying to say is, Ilahi, you created everything, chose you for a reason. Me and you're here today. I mean, who knows when I'm going to die? Who knows when you're going to die? But you're here today. What does your best version of yourself look like? Is it someone who doesn't prioritize everything? Was someone who loves themselves, who takes care of their body, who spends time with other people, who makes time for shaqqa, who is well-rounded? What is the best version of yourself look like? And you gotta fake it till you make it. You're not gonna one day magically happen to be that best version of yourself. You need to practice that. Every day. If you see yourself as someone who does yoga in the future, like your best version is of fit, who has a lean body, who does yoga, who exercises, who does all these things. Try small things. And if it's too complicated, it's okay. Skip the tough poses. If the pose is complicated, don't do that. Do a simple pose. So these are simpler things you could try out. And also, Ilahi does say he created human beings for himself, not for others, for himself. We were not created here to be doing shaqqa, and stuff. He created us to worship him. So what is worshiping him? Worshiping has different definition. It can mean directly محلها إلهي عبوديسيد, and salat again, salat is like a meditation. You taking a break from shaqqa and meditate salat that is, you're actually helping yourself from not getting burned out in the long term. محلها Quran akhrinaysid is also a form of meditation, and korkaada محلها shaqaynaysid, it is, you're getting good deeds. It's a way of being grateful to Ilahi. There's also an ayat that says, like, have you not seen how Ilahi created everything subjected for us, whatever is in the heavens and the earth? And doorada cunaysid, awowgiisa, his great ancestorkiisa, markaa dhalanaysa, Ilahi knew ancestorkaas dooradaas markay nooleed, like, the great grandfather or grandmother of that chicken that you just ate. Ilahi knew one day that they're gonna have, that chicken is gonna have their future great grandchildren. You know what I mean? So everything is planned. You really don't have to stress about things, and you have to trust Ilahi. Like, I think I'm going to make a topic about trusting Ilahi. Like, again, I want to say I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And that is, there's different, things about, like, it has different meanings. I love the spirituality of religions. I really appreciate most religions, to be honest. But anyway, so all I'm going to say is, you are worthy and you are valuable. And to Ilahi, you're so much bigger and better. And you've got to see yourself as that, as a human being. Whether, don't let society tell you that you're less than a man or you're this and that. Like, it's really stupid. It does not make sense. These are what men want you to believe. Because I keep insecure, and, they rather you feel small and they can feel bigger. It helps with their ego. You're not here to build somebody's ego. And yeah, I mean, all I'm going to say is, love yourself, and a way to love yourself is really prioritizing yourself. You cannot love others when you do not love yourself. So you have to ask yourself that, like, how much do I love myself? And if I was somebody who loved myself, what would that look like? Or what does someone who loves themselves look like? What are the things they do? When you think of or if you know somebody who you feel like, wow, they love themselves, what are some of the things that person does? Is it someone or and that's the thing, you gotta find out what makes you happy. Like, try to do one thing every day if you can. If you cannot do that, at least once a week, try to do something that makes you happy. And if you don't know what makes you happy, look up online. What are other people doing that makes them happy, and which one makes you feel like, what, maybe it's going to make me happy. Try it out. Try different things until you find something that makes you happy, So anyway, good luck. I hope you feel better. And yeah, I'm not saying, like, I've never been through burnout. Here and there. Sometimes I end up doing shaqqa too much, and forget about myself and barely do anything fun. I'm just doing shaqqa, and then I forget to do things that are fun. So that is something you have to be conscious of. Put it in your schedule. Put it in your plan for the week or day if you can. And yeah, take care of yourself. I wish you all the best. Good luck. Badangala